Good afternoon, members. Once again, I'm Teacher Kakuba Emmanuel, and today we are talking about English, and specifically, we are to deal with adverbs. So please, I'm calling upon each member to actively participate in this group and in this lesson, so that we have an interactive lesson and everyone enjoy at the end. So for start, I think, is my screen visible to everyone? Hello, members, is my screen visible?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So we are talking about adverbs, and I think I start with the first question, and I pose it to put a proper name. Someone called put a proper name, please mute yourself.
We are going to send, but for her, I don't know. For her, I don't know.
Okay, I go with the Hope. I have two Hope. One is Hope Carol and Hope Brenda. So the Hope. Please, Hope, could you give us the definition of an adverb?
An adverb is a word that modifies an adverb is a word that modifies a verb.
An adverb is a word that modifies a verb. Thank you. Now, Pearl, what is an adverb? Pearl? Sheila, what is an adverb?
An adverb is a word that makes a verb that modifies the verb.
Could you pardon Stella, please? Pardon.
Teacher, my answer is the same as Hope's.
Okay. Do we have anyone who has a different answer? Is there any person with a different answer? Esther? Okay. The others. Okay. An adverb or adverbs modify or tell us more about other words. Usually, adverbs modify verbs. They tell us how often, when, where something was done. The adverb is placed after the verb it modifies. So this is a condition that an adverb should always be placed after the verb that it modifies. So in summary, an adverb is a word that gives more information about a verb or about an action, when it was done, where was it done from, when was it done, and how was it done. So we have an example here. Please, I'm requesting someone to read on my screen. Hope, you said in the chat, you said an adverb is a word that gives a verb a meaning. There is something missing there, because if you say the verb itself alone, let's say the word come, it has got its own meaning, but an adverb just adds more meaning to a verb. So a verb has meaning, but that meaning can be modified by an adverb. Hope you have got that, and thank you for the definition. So I'm requesting someone to read on my screen, please. Someone to read? A volunteer by show of hands. Yes, Paul.
The bus moved slowly. The
Okay.
bears ate greedily. The
Okay.
car drove fast.
Okay, thank you. So could someone explain to us these three sentences? Any volunteer to explain to us these three sentences according to the definition? By show of hands, please. Maybe, should I choose? I choose, I can see Esther. 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 Okay, Brian. Hey, Brian UMC. Okay, so the bus moved slowly as the second condition, like here, it is this. Read this condition again. It says like is after verb that it modifies. So here the verb slowly, the verb move. So it shows how fast did the noun bus move. So the verb is move, and how fast did it move? It moved slowly. It can move faster or faster, or it can also so in that case, this adverb slowly modifies the verb move, and it shows how was the action of moving done. So here it was done slowly. So in the second, greedily is an adverb, and it modifies the word eating, and which the word eat is a verb. So here this condition that if an adverb is always placed after the verb that it modifies, it is really achieved here, because the adverb greedily modifies the process of eating that the bear did. So this is the manner. When we go ahead, we will see that we have different types of adverbs. So here the bears, the noun or the doer, the bears, they ate greedily. So on the third, the car drove fast. So the word fast here modifies the action or the verb driving. So how fast there was the car driven? It was driven fast. It can also be driven slowly. It can also be driven at flashlight. So these three adverbs, slowly, greedily, and fast, are examples of adverbs, and you can see they modify the verbs that are put before them. So we go next. Are we following, members?
Yes.
Okay, please. Thank you. So we go next now. Thank you.
Teacher.
So yes, please. Who is speaking? Okay. Okay, I should go on. So please, by show of hands, I'm requesting someone, if you know any type of adverb. Is there anyone who knows a type of adverb? We have types of adverbs, and to give you a clue, there are 4. So do we have anyone here who knows at least one type of adverb that we do have in English language?
Adverbs of time.
Kusima, thank you. We have adverbs of time. Brenda?
Adverbs of place.
Sorry, what's your name?
Bright.
Bright.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Bright. Adverbs of place. Then we have,
Adverbs of degree.
who has spoken? Hope?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Adverbs of degree. And do we have any other person? I have a hand here from ITEL S16. Okay, Precious.
Adverbs of place.
Adverbs of place. Thank you all. So let's check whether, is there someone with a different answer?
Adverbs of manner.
Adverbs of manner. Thank you, Hope. Any other person? Okay, let's see what we have in adverbs. So we have adverbs of manner, we have adverbs of time, we have adverbs of place, and adverbs of frequency. Frequency is degree. Stella Mulunji, you have your hand up. Stella Mulunji? Okay. So these are the 4 adverbs that we do have in English. Could someone give me what adverbs of manner? Could someone explain any of these 3, any of these 4 rather? By show of hands, please.
Teacher,
Pardon, please. By show of hands, could someone give us the meaning of any of the 4? Yes, Stella?
adverbs of manner are adverbs that tell us how something happens or happened.
How something happened. That is the adverb of manner. That is correct. Do we have another? Any other person? Any other person? Yes, I have a Bright.
Adverbs of time explain at the time something happened.
Yeah, adverbs of time explain when was something done. Okay, thank you. Hope. Hope.
Adverbs of frequency
Mm.
describe how often an action happens.
Yes, how often an action happens. Okay, how many times or how many times is something done? Thank you. Sharifa.
Adverbs of place show the exact place where something happened.
Okay, thank you. Adverbs of place, they show where was an action done. Thank you. So I need someone to read on my screen, please. Someone to read on my screen. I need 4 people. The first to read adverbs of manner, the second to read. Yes, Hope, your hand is up. Please read the adverbs of manner.
Examples of adverbs. Adverbs of manner.
Yes.
Beautifully, boldly, bravely, calmly, carefully, graciously, cheerfully, joyously, eagerly, gladly, easily, elegantly, equally, faithfully, frankly, honestly, generously, gently, justly, kindly, neatly, obediently, patiently, openly, perfectly.
Okay, thank you. I give you 5. Aina Sandra, adverbs of time. When I read your name and you delay, I leave you. Yes, Aine?
Adverbs of time.
Yes.
Always, already, annually, before, constantly, daily, hurry, hurrier, eventually, ever, finally, first, formally, fortnightly, generally, hourly, immediately, infrequently, just, later, lately, monthly, now, normally.
Thank you. Well done. I go to
Welcome.
Giovanni and Bridget. Giovanni and Bridget, who exactly is in attendance? Is it Bridget or Giovanni?
Above, below, along, away, back, behind, below, downstairs, east, far, here, indoors, inside, nearby, next door, off, out, outside, overseas, right, somewhere, there, under, underground, up.
Okay, thank you. I hope that was that. That is Bridget. And finally, Kusima Peter.
Always, constantly, often, frequently, generally, normally, usually, regularly, sometimes, occasionally, infrequently, rarely, seldom, hardly ever, almost never, never, ever, hourly, daily, nightly, weekly, monthly, yearly, annually.
Okay, thank you, Peter. So, okay, so these are a few adverbs that we do have, and the four categories or the four types that sorry. So these are the four categories or types of adverbs that we do have, and the examples are given as members have read. So each adverb has got a different meaning, and you can use it in different sentences. All of them, you can use them in different sentences. We go now to examples. Example one, please. Brenda.
You
Yes.
look absolutely fabulous.
What is your name? This is Bright?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Bright. Okay. You go on.
Yeah, it's okay. You look absolutely fabulous.
Okay.
He is slightly overweight.
Okay.
You are very persistent.
Okay. Could you
Sometimes,
stop there?
okay.
Okay, you read that note and we finish.
Sometimes of adverbs can modify other adverbs, changing their degree or
Precision.
precision.
Okay. Thank you. Now I need someone who I would ask a question here. Precious, could you unmute, please?
Yes, please.
Yes, Precious. In the first sentence, in the second sentence, you see, could you read the second sentence?
He is slightly overweight.
Okay, thank you. So in this sentence, could you identify the verb?
He.
Pardon?
He.
Could you pardon, please?
He.
Okay, could the other members send the answer to that in the chat? What is the adverb in the second sentence, in this sentence that I have underlined? Okay, Hope is saying he. Any other person? By show, you can also raise your hand and you tell me the answer. Is there any other person who can, who has a different understanding of what a verb is and identifies a different verb in this sentence? Okay, in this sentence, the verb is. Is the verb. All of us know it as the helping verb. But in sentences where where there is no definite verb, helping verbs or auxiliary verbs act as the real verbs. So in this sentence, is a verb. And if I go back a little bit, Precious, are you still on? Please unmute.
Yes, I'm on.
Could you read this note here?
Adverb is placed after the verb is modified.
Is placed after the verb that it modifies. So when you go to this sentence, are you seeing where slightly is the adverb? Do you all agree that slightly is the adverb?
Yes.
Okay, so don't you see it is next to the word is, and hope you studied the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs. Is a helping verb. So in this case, is becomes the verb. Okay, thank you, Precious. Now I call upon Mugisha Akin to unmute, please. Mugisha Akin. He's not on, maybe. Stay. Okay. Stella Murungi. Pova air. Okay, I take long. Now, could
Yes,
someone
teacher.
who, this is Stella?
Clear properly.
Sorry?
You're not clear.
Okay, Stella, can you hear me now?
I'm not hearing you properly.
I don't know. For me, I can hear you. Maybe your audio has some problem. Okay, now, by show of hands, could someone identify the adverb in this sentence? Could someone identify the adverb in the first sentence? By show of hands, please. Yes, someone who's Pova 3.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you. Do we have someone who has a different understanding? Namud, do you see the same? Do you say the same? Bridget, do you say a different answer? Okay. So here the adverb is absolutely. Absolutely is the adverb, and please, could someone tell us the verb that the word absolutely or the adverb absolutely modifies in this case? By show of hands, tell us which verb does absolutely modify in this sentence. Yes, Sharifa. Namudu, yes, please. Namudu Sharifa. You are not speaking. Someone else?
Teacher, what's the question?
The question, could you identify the verb in this sentence? Which verb do we have in this sentence? Okay, in the chat, Hope says look. That is correct. So the word look, the word look is the verb, and it is being modified by the word absolutely. So I go to the third. By show of hands, could someone identify the verb in this sentence? The third sentence, what is the verb? Kusima Peter?
Are.
R, yes. I see someone, R, yes. I hope you're also saying R. Do we have anyone else? Okay, thank you. The word are is is a verb in this case. As I told you, is a verb, so are also becomes a verb, and very is is the adverb. Yes, Bridget and Giovanni, that is correct. Thank you. So we have these three adverbs. One, we have absolutely, we have slightly, we have very. And now, according to our table here, where which type of adverb is the word absolutely, which type of adverb is the word very, and which type of adverb is the word slightly. Could someone identify, please? Hello, members. Are you on, please? Could you hear me?
You are loud and clear. Maybe the learners are the ones who are quiet.
Teacher Sam, question again.
Yes, please.
The question.
I pardon the question. I'm asking. We said we have four types of adverbs. We have adverb of manner, adverb of time, adverb of place, and adverb of frequency. So please, which type of adverb is the word absolutely, or which type of adverb is the word slightly, or which type of adverb is the word very? Please, you can say any.
Maybe you can show us the table, then we can choose.
Okay, the table is there.
The table.
Could you identify? Hope says absolutely belongs to adverb of frequency. Okay. Any other person? Okay, I go on. So you look absolutely. So absolutely, how something looks like. You look absolutely fabulous. So we need to identify which kind of adverb is the word absolutely. Yeah. Is it the how? Is it the when? Is it the where? Or is it how often? So which of these? So absolutely is the how. So the how is the first, that is manner. And the slightly, is it how? Is it when? Is it where? Is it how often? Slightly is also the how, the first, that is under manner. Now you are very persistent. You are very persistent. So all these they fall under the adverbs of manner. Okay, I go on. I read this note. Sometimes some types of adverbs can modify other adverbs, changing their degree or precision. We have an example here. She played the violin extremely very well. So in here, the word extremely is an adverb, and the word well is an adverb. So they told you that. So in here, it means this becomes the adverb of frequency. So this this well is also an adverb, and extremely is an adverb. So an adverb can also be used to modify an adverb, and it changes its degree from less to high. So when you say she played the violin well, So how well did that was that violin played? Was it very well? Was it fairly well? Was it excellently well? So in here it was extremely well. That means it was excellent. Yeah. So we have the next, you are speaking too quietly. So quietly is an adverb and too is an adverb. So the two modifies the quietly. So in this case, when you say he's speaking quietly, so how quietly does he speak? Is it slightly? Is it too, or is it so much? So in here, the adverb too modifies quietly, and all of them are adverbs. So they all modify the verb speaking. So these give more additional meaning because there are two. They give additional meaning to the verb speaking. Someone please to read on my screen by show of hands. Someone to read, please. Yes, Hope. Sharifa.
Adverbs and verbs. An adverb is a word that modifies, describes a verb, and sings loudly. An adjective, very tall. Another adverb, ended too quickly, or even a whole sentence. Fortunately, I had brought an umbrella. Adverbs often end in ly, but some, such as fast, look exactly the same as their adjective counterparts.
Okay, thank you. So
Tom Longboat did not run. Tom is very tall. The race finished too quickly. Fortunately, Lucy recorded Tom's win. It's easy to identify adverbs in these sentences.
Okay, thank you. So if I may read again, an adverb is a word that modifies or describes a verb. So some adverbs describe verbs. He sings loudly. So loudly describes singing. An adjective, it can also modify an adjective. Very tall. Tall is an adjective and very is an adverb. So adverbs can also modify adjectives. And another adverb ended too quickly. So an adverb can also modify an adverb I already talked about, or even a whole sentence. Fortunately, I had brought an umbrella. So the word fortunately is an adverb. So the word fortunately can modify the whole sentence. Adverbs often end in ly. Adverbs often, most times, end in ly, but some, such as fast, look exactly the same as the adjective counterparts. So at certain levels, it is very hard to differentiate an adverb from an adjective because they all look the same. But how do you identify them? You just see, what does it modify? Does it modify a noun or it modifies a verb? So,
teacher.
Yes, please.
Teacher.
Yes, please.
I'm not listening.
Akin.
Yes.
You are not listening. You are not hearing me.
Yeah.
But now we can speak. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying you can't hear me.
I'm not listening at first.
Yeah, you are not listening. Please, when you come for another lesson, please carry headsets and put on headsets. For headsets, you hear very well compared to when you're using the computer or the phone speakers. Is that okay? Okay, so I give here are examples. Tom Longboat did not run badly. Badly modifies.
Yes.
Okay, badly modifies the verb run. In here we have very, and it modifies the verb is. Now I need someone to unmute, please. Any person to unmute? Yes, Atkins. Akin. Hello, Akin. Okay, now I have Sheila. Sheila, please. Sheila.
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Can you write on my screen?
Yes, please.
Please do identify the verb and the verb and the adverb in the third sentence on my screen. Please write on my screen. It's okay.
Okay.
Can you write on the screen, please? Sheila, have you gone off?
Not yet.
Please write on my screen, identify the verb and the adverb that modifies it in the third sentence. Okay. Could you tell me and I write and identify and underline them? You tell me you underline the words.
Too quickly.
Too quickly. Which word do I underline first? Because you have to tell me maybe too is a verb, quickly is an adverb, or too is an adverb, quickly is a verb.
Too is the adverb and quickly is the verb.
Too is the verb and quickly, so this is the verb and quickly is the adverb. Is there someone who has a different answer? Too is the verb. Yes, Sharifa, you're also saying too is a verb. Okay. Sharifa, who? Hope, could Hope, please.
True is the verb and quickly is the adverb.
Sharifa, could you pardon?
True is the verb and quickly is the adverb.
Okay. Is there any other person?
Finished is the verb.
Sheila, could you go on, please? Sheila, you were speaking.
Finished is the verb.
Okay.
And too is the adverb.
Thank you. Also in the chat, I have Nambudu says to is a verb. Hope says finished is a verb. Someone with ITL S16 says to is a verb. And the Hope says quickly is an adverb. Technopover 3 Air says finished is a verb. Okay, so in this case, to is the adverb and finished is the verb. Please, this thing, you shouldn't forget this note here. This note is very important here. This note, I repeat, this note is very important. They tell you it is placed after. So that means the verb is before the adverb. Yeah. In the chat, Brenda says finished is a verb. Yes. So finished in here, finished is a verb and to is an adverb. So quickly is an adjective. So is also an adverb, but to modifies quickly here. Yeah, it shows this is the manner, the level at which, how was something done. So here we identify quickly is an adverb and to is an adverb and the verb is finished. So I go here. In the chat, please identify the verb and the adverb in this. Please, in the chat, identify the verb and the adverb in this in the first sentence, and also identify the verb and the adverb in the fifth sentence. I'm waiting to read the answers. Sorry, this was a note. Yes, in the chat, recorded is a verb. Fortunately is an adverb. That says Pearl. Hope says fortunately is an adverb. I'm only seeing 2 messages. Is there any other person? Okay, I will not take long on that. That is true. Yes, Kusima Peter says fortunately is an adverb. That is correct. So fortunately is an adverb as this note says here. Fortunately, fortunately I had brought an umbrella. So they say an adverb can also modify the whole sentence. So it becomes an adverb here, and recorded is the verb here because it has changed from record, which is present tense, to recorded, that is past tense. Sorry, I had lost my network. Now I'm back. So I was reading here. Here we have Philip sings loudly in the shower. So loudly describes or gives more information on the singing. We have my cat waits impatiently. Impatiently describes the waiting. And then seriously describes the will. Will, remember, is in the same category as is and has, have, and are. So here they are saying it modifies or describes the way an action is done. So this how the action is done, that is the manner at which the level at which something is done. So I read here the adverbs. Am I being heard, members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes.
The adverbs in each of the sentences above answer the questions in what manner. So in what manner? So as I told you, we have the first type. This adverb in what manner? So these adverbs they all answer the question in what manner. How does Philip sing? He sings loudly. How does my cat wait? It waits impatiently. How will I consider your suggestion? Seriously. Adverbs can answer other types of questions about how an action was performed. They can also tell you when we arrived early. When an action was done, we arrived early, and where the action took place, that is done here. So adverbs and adjectives. Adverbs can also modify adjectives and other adverbs. Often, the purpose of the adverb is to add a degree of intensity to the adjective. So I'm requesting someone with POVA 3A to read on my screen, starting with the first sentence. A woman is quite pretty. POVA 3, please read.
The woman is quite pretty.
Okay. Any other? Can I get a volunteer to read? Yes, Sheila.
The woman is quite pretty. This book is more interesting than the last one. The weather report is almost always right. The adverb almost is modifying the adverb always, and they are both modifying right. Is my singing too loud? Asked Philip. My cat is incredibly happy to have his dinner. We will be slightly late to the meeting. This bridesmaid's dress is a very unflattering shape of youth.
Okay. Thank you. So here we have the woman is quite pretty. The adverb quite modifies the adjective pretty. This book is more interesting than the last one. The adverb more describes, gives more information about the adverb more describes the adjective interesting, and the weather report is almost always right. So almost always describes the word right. So in this case, I go to the adverb almost is modifying the verb always here, and they are both modifying right. So here we have two adverbs following each other, as I told you earlier. An adverb can also modify an adverb. Here almost modifies always, and both of the two adverbs, almost and always, they modify the adjective right. So I go on. Is my singing too loud? So the word too modifies loud. Loud is an adjective. My cat is incredibly happy. The adverb incredibly modifies happy. Then we will be slightly late. The adverb slightly modifies late, which is an adjective. And the bridesmaid dress is very unflattering. So very is an adverb modifying flattering, which is an adjective. Are we following, members?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Akins, please. Akins, a piece of advice: if you keep your video on, your data will be incredibly consumed. So please put off your video so that you save some data.
Okay.
Okay. So I need a volunteer. Okay, Paul. Okay, Jazira, please.
However, there is one type of verb that doesn't mix well with adverbs. Linking verbs such as feel, smell, sound, seen, and appear typically need adjectives, not adverbs. A very common example of this type of mix-up is, I feel badly about what happened.
Could you pause there? Please pause.
Because Feel is a verb. It seems to call for an adverb rather than an adjective. But feel isn't just any verb. It's a linking verb. An adverb would describe how you perform the action of feeling. An adjective describes what you feel. I feel badly means that you are bad at feeling things. If you are trying to read Braille through thick leather gloves, then it might make sense for you to say I feel badly. But if you are trying to say that you are experiencing negative emotions, I feel bad is a phrase.
Okay, thank you. So in here, there is sometimes there is always confusion of what an adjective is. It is hard sometimes to differentiate some words from adjective to an adverb. So the word feel, they say it is a linking verb that requires an adjective to follow it rather than an adverb. So when you say, when someone says, I feel badly, you might think badly is an adverb, but it is an adjective. So in that case, sometimes be careful on when identifying the verbs and adverbs. Someone else, some volunteer to read?
You can't
Yes.
just.
Who is reading? Who is reading?
Stella.
Stella, okay.
It's
Mulungi.
Stella.
Yes, please.
You can use an adverb to describe another adverb. In fact, if you wanted to, you could use several. Type sings rather enormously too loudly. The problem is that it often reduces weak and clunky sentences like the one above. So be careful not to overdo it.
Okay, thank you. So this I will not explain it today because my time has elapsed. Please, members, I'm going to share this document in the WhatsApp group. And every time I share, a few members submitting their assignments. Please do endeavor to do the assignments and we get better grades. I thank you and I say bye-bye to you. Have a nice evening to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Stella. Wait.